What's his name?
Daniel Prude.
What's her name?
Breonna Taylor.
What's her name?
Breonna Taylor.
See, tonight has so much meaning. So much meaning. Ashley said that we cannot keep doing the same old, same old. Daniel Prude, life cannot just die. He was murdered. Can't be just murdered in vain. This community has a job to do. Even though you showed up for the last 19 weeks and 19 days, you got a job to do. All you white folks, you got a job to do. You got to go back home, and at the dinner table, you got to talk about it. You got to go back to your jobs and your schools and talk about it. And not just talk, put forth action to eradicate it, to dismantle it. Hold space for black folks to come in and help. Not just help, but lead. Black folks, you got a job to do. You got a job to do. It's time for us to come to the forefront of this fight. Our blackness is on the line. Our personhood is on the line. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul that what took place in Louisville, the outcome. I had to walk off work yesterday. I was so fucking mad. And as I'm coming over here, and I'm thinking in my head, yo, I'm ready. I'm ready. See, this movement, this experience, this will be history. Never have you seen the world in solidarity to eradicate racism. Never. And this fight is so real. This fight is so real. And when we stand and lock arms and we get ready to march, Daniel, Breonna, George, Sandra, the countless men and women snuffed out, murdered, cut down by law enforcement, by white supremacy in this country. Our ancestors are walking with us. And that spirit that thrives and fires, that gives fire and hope and wisdom and love is walking with us. And until we understand that you're not here just by coincidence, you're here for a purpose. And this purpose is for the world to understand we fed up. And we ain't taking no fucking more. You better believe that if New York State AG Miss James don't get this shit right, don't get it right, we ain't playing. We ain't playing. We not playing. So here's the reality. And this is for the news. Y'all get this. Here's the reality. For 19 days, we peaceful protest. There wasn't no looting. There was no rioting. And if it don't get right, what the hell you think we gonna do? It's very important that y'all understand this, man. It's very important that y'all leading the charge on this. that we're collectively leading the charge on this, understanding that I want you to feel uncomfortable. I want you to feel uncomfortable as a white man, as a white woman. I want you to feel uncomfortable because every day I'm fucking uncomfortable. I can't be who I am because I gotta walk on eggshells because of you swear you privileged. Unapologetic. This ain't about hurting nobody. This about healing. In order to heal, you gotta be revealed. There's stuff in this country that's ugly. The bedrock of this country is racism. And until we break the bedrock, guess what? No matter what, white folks still gonna think they got privilege. Well, guess what? Today and tomorrow, I'm taking away privilege. I'm taking away privilege. Because the same thing you need, food, water, shelter, and the greatest is love, I need. So you know more privilege than I am. As I said, you go home, you talk to some of your neighbors in the suburbs, in those other counties, in them other states. You talk to them. Don't just be out here fronting and you marching and got the fist up in the air and acting like you a part of the movement. No, be a part of the movement in your circle. Because you're gonna go home and take off the mask and the shield and the all black, and guess what? You're gonna be white. Right? And guess what? I'm gonna go home and take off my mask, and I'm gonna be black, and I'm gonna be fighting still. So it's on you. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. My people getting ready to show up. We getting ready to show up. Understand something, and I'm gonna shut up after this. I said it weeks ago. The Spirit is here. The Spirit is here. I don't care whatever you believe in. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So the Spirit is here. And I know you can feel it. That's called synergy. Operate in love. The Bible says you test the Spirit by the Spirit. Operate it in love. This thing is going to change. Where's family at? Where Daniel family at? Oh, okay. We going to get justice. Period. Period. We going to get justice.
Let's give Anthony another round of applause. So now, I want y'all to know too, and I always harp on this, but let me tell you something. Coming up, every single attorney general in the United States is going to be up for election. Every single one. Every single one. So talk to your friends. Talk to your homies who don't live here. Because we don't just need justice for Daniel Prude. This is happening across the United States. Every single one is going to be up for re-election. We need to be protesting at the polls too. I won't harp on that because y'all know I go ham. But like I said, a generation is coming behind us, and that is really one of the only pieces of solace that I get, knowing that a generation is coming and they don't play no games. I don't know if y'all mad Layla, if y'all mad Sarah, my little brother, and now y'all about to meet Juju. Give him a round of applause as he comes. He been out here with us, y'all. He been out here with us before Daniel Prude, okay? I ain't gonna put his business out there, but he been out here, okay? So give him a round of applause.
How y'all doing today? You know what, I'm not even gonna ask that question because I'm angry. I'm angry. I didn't get any sleep because of this. I just don't understand how the wall got justice before a black woman. That says a lot about this country. A freaking wall. And I was thinking, this just had me thinking. Now, I didn't get any sleep because what if this happened to me? Would I get any justice? Or would a piece of material get more justice than me? Because it's just not right. This country is backwards. I'm damn near speechless because of this. It's just, I don't want to be seen as a threat where I go. I want to do right. I want to do better. I want to come back and get back to this city. I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm not what the stereotypes show. I don't want to be that. I will never be that. I want to get back to every single one of you here. I want to establish a better school. Look at two schools. Look how long they did to freaking just fix the building. I grew up right down the street, Champlain Street. Nothing but pain, but we're seen as criminals. We all want to do the same thing, get right with ourselves, get right with God, but we're seen as a threat. I was 11 years old when I was walking just to the corner store to get me a bag of chips, and I was automatically approached by a police officer. At 11 years old, what am I doing? What are you looking to do? What are your goals to do? He automatically thought I was going to go do something bad. So now I just think about it. Now let's go back to just Daniel Prude. It's just, he had a mental issue going on, and he gets killed. Nobody helps him, he gets killed. Breonna Taylor sleeping in her bed, she gets killed. You cannot justify an innocent murder. There's no way you can justify an innocent murder. There's no way the privileged can tell the oppressed that you're not being oppressed. Okay. There's just no way. I'm gonna say it one more time. There's no way the privileged can tell the oppressed that you're not being oppressed. When every single kid in this neighborhood has to work twice as hard to get what some kids in the suburbs have.
And they ain't even working for it.
Some don't even work for it. How am I going to be seen as lazy when I'm working with way less than what you have? But y'all, this movement has just really connected to me. No matter what I do, I just think about it. I'm doing schoolwork online. After every assignment, I put justice for Daniel Prude.
Period.
Every assignment. Every assignment. I was writing an essay, or I was typing in an email. I didn't even put sincerely. I put justice for Daniel Prude.
Period.
So, y'all, we gotta end this shit now. This shit is, we had enough of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you still a kid.
I got carried away, I'm sorry. We had enough.
Yeah, one more time.
All right. So 400 years of this shit, and we are getting told to get over it. 400 years. It's just get over it.
You good.
So then, you know what's crazy? Rest in peace to all the lives that were lost in 9/11. It was a horrible attack. But how did, I don't want to, I'm trying not to cause any controversy, so correct me if I'm wrong.
We got you. We got you.
How come people say never forget 9/11, but when it comes to slavery, it's get over it? How come 9/11 happened and Never forget.
Never forget 9/11.
400 years of oppression, get over it.
All buildings matter.
It doesn't even end there. It's just hatred continues after it. Even the Muslim community started getting hate after it. Just because of the terrorist attacks of Al Qaeda, all Muslims got judged because of it. All Muslims are seen as a terrorist now. We just gotta eliminate hate everywhere. Our leaders went to Harvard, schools like Harvard, Princeton, but we gotta teach them moral respect, something that you're taught in kindergarten. I barely finished high school, but we gotta freaking tell people that graduated with 4.0 GPAs from Harvard, respect the other person no matter what. Hatred should be wiped from this world, wiped from everywhere. You should not hate anybody. I don't care if it's race, sexuality, anything. Do not show hate to anybody. And Black Lives Matter.
Now let's give Juju another round of applause. Yeah, his mom won't be saying we got him out here testing. So y'all, I feel like Juju just gave us an action, right? So I'm gonna be committed to ending all of my work emails with justice for Daniel Prude. Right? So I'm gonna need y'all. That's like a little small action we can do just to raise awareness, right? Because when my emails go out, they go out to people in New York City, people in North Carolina, all over. So thank you, Juju, for that. We're about to start ending our emails, if your schoolwork, whatever it is, with justice for Daniel Prude. So next we're gonna hear from Jasmine. Let's give her a round of applause. And y'all, don't worry, we're gonna get to marching real soon. Be patient.
So when they asked me to speak, I looked at everybody and said, nah. But I'm very excited to see how many races, different races than black people out here celebrating us, fighting for us, getting the justice that we need. Because, you know, we can't do it by ourselves, you know that? And to see the whites out here and the Hispanics out here, it's a good thing. You know, when I heard the verdict for Breonna Taylor, I kind of wasn't shocked, you know? That's the suburbs, you know what I mean? That's the down south. And, you know, it wasn't going to be justice. But when I learned about Daniel Prude in New York, in Rochester, to be treated, to be exposed like how he was on the video, it sent anger through my body. How can you be a human, not only a human, how can you have mental illness and not count on the fucking cops? Sorry for my language. But how can you have somebody, your family, call for you to get help because you have a mental illness and the cops treat you like you ain't nothing? You know how? Because you're black. And they say we've been marching for 400 years. We've been fighting this stuff for 400 years, but have they been listening? You know, when they show protesters, I've been walking with protesters and we've been walking. On the news, all they show is rioters. There's nobody out here with hate. All you people out here is with love, and you with us. So when they show on the news how they're rioting and stuff, we know it ain't us. But they want us to look so bad that they gotta show the bad parts of people that's not even here with us. The people that's not even considered to be protesters. But they want us to look bad. Look how many of us out here. Are any of us violent? No. That's right. But still, they show the worst part of us. They don't show the strength that we have. There's all kind of races out here. There's all kind of races. But there's nobody rioting. There's a store that's open.
And if y'all was, it's okay. Just want to say that too.
I was going to say burn this bitch down, but I When she told me to talk, I didn't really want to talk because I have so much anger and I'm speechless. But I did want to tell every single last person out here, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. I don't know where that guy at that gave me his shirt off his back because I've been searching for a shirt and work 5 days a week. But thank you. You know I got you. There you go. But all the signs, all the help, all the love, we do appreciate y'all. We want justice for Sandra Blaine, Tamir Rice, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Daniel Prude. What is they gonna give it to us? We will take it, my sister. We gonna take it. And I'm gonna end this with all love. Thank you guys for showing up. And we will fight this fight together till the end.
Thank you, Jasmine. Y'all, let's give Jasmine another round of applause. It's so important to say thank you, and sometimes we forget because we're just fast moving and we know that things need to get done. And we're experiencing so many different levels of trauma, but that's why it's important to make sure that you have all types of people from all types of backgrounds getting the mic so that we can fill in some of the gaps. So just thank you for thanking everybody. We appreciate it. I want to also add, we're going to have a Sim come up next, and a Sim has been here from the beginning supporting us. But I want to also add, like, wow, because of the grace of us and because of the mercy of us, these things are not burning down and people are not rioting and people are not looting and all of that. But all that shit is necessary. Every single piece of the pie is necessary, right? We was fighting for 50A for 5 years, y'all. We was fighting for 50A, the repeal of the Civil Rights Act that protects police officers. We've been fighting for it for 5 years. Y'all ain't even heard about it, right? Nobody heard about the fact that we was going to Albany fighting for that, that we was sitting down with the mayor fighting for that we was sitting down with our assemblymen and our senators here fighting for that, and nothing was happening. And then protesters took to the streets and quite literally shut it down across New York State. And in 5 days, 5 days, y'all, they passed 50A, right? So every piece of the pie is necessary. They didn't pass 50A because people was peacefully protesting. They passed 50A because they was shutting it down, literally. The violent take it by force. They not giving us nothing. 50A been in act for decades, protecting police officers. They decide, oh, you know what, that little thing over there that protects police officers, we're gonna lift that. Nah, it was the protesters in the streets, rioting, looting, and shutting it down. Shutting it down. So every single piece of the pie is necessary. There's a time for everything. And I think the time to be peaceful is up. But I'm gonna chill for a minute. And we're gonna follow the lead of the Prude family. Because that's what we're here. We're not here, even myself, we're not here to push our own agendas and our own motives and my own emotions. We don't lead, like as organizers, as advocates, I'm mad as hell, right? But I'm not leading because I'm mad. We follow the lead of the family and that's what we do, period. We do what they want, period. Because if we did what I want, it'll be some smoke in the air. But let's give Sim a round of applause as he comes. He's been out here on the front lines with us every single day, and we appreciate it.
Give it up to Sister Ashley. She's one of the sisters that inspired me to really get up here. I've been, for the longest, I've been kind of like quiet. This protest has been within my heart for years. And now I got a chance to say something, so you know what? No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
no justice,
No peace.
Stop these racist ass police. And I mean that. Because they've shed my blood and a lot of my family members' blood and a lot of other people that I know, they've shed their blood in these streets. Breonna Taylor, that situation, in my heart, I already knew they wasn't going to be no justice. We've seen this shit for decades, centuries. You know, my daddy's 88 years old, and I talk to him about the situation. It brings tears to his eyes. But still, to this day, there's still no justice and no peace. And they're not giving it to us. So, what's the next result?
Take that.
You know what I mean? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I speak for the people that can't speak. I got comrades that's political prisoners in the New York State Department of Corrections. If they was out today, they'd be right here. I swear to you, they'd be right here. Because a lot of them are in there for injustices. You understand what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to come back out here and speak. And I do that wholeheartedly. Another thing, a lot of people say that you need to take this conversation home. Y'all need to start that shit right here. Because I go around here every night that I'm here and I speak to certain crowds. And they look at me like I'm crazy. And I point the ass out. Why the fuck is you here? Why is you here? I just spoke to you. Peace. How you doing? You look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't hate you. You hate yourself. You hate what somebody taught you. I had one of the realest conversations, and I don't want to say his name. We was at the City Hall. Me and my wife would sit down, complete stranger. And we just started conversating. He said, you know what? He said, I had to really, really dig deep within myself to see if I really wanted to be down here. And he was there. Man, I picked and shook his hand, hugged him, because that's the kind of conversation we should have within ourselves. Don't worry about nobody else first. You got to fix what's in yourself first. Don't worry about nobody else. You know what I mean? Because you're held accountable for what you do, not nobody else. But the same way that the police say that we accomplish this, when they do stuff, when we do stuff, then they held accountable the same way. They accomplish it. One thing I know about life, the Almighty Creator created every human being with the will to do right and wrong. When you do wrong, and you mentally sane, you know when you're doing wrong. The police can't tell us they don't know they're doing wrong. I always say they get the worst police in the world. They get the police that can't fight, they get beat up in school, they get bullied, and this is their opportunity to get a badge and a gun and say, yeah, now I'm me now. Now you in my world. And they do it every day. We protesting right now. I guarantee somebody around the world, a black man, is being killed by an officer.
Right now.
I guarantee it. Because that's their nature. That's what they taught to do. Anytime the police come on the scene, what the first thing you do? They cause chaos. If I'm having mental issues, I'm not going to understand a word you're saying to me. You understand what I'm saying? So, we as a people have work to do. I noticed, and I noticed the last time I was in this crowd a few times, I noticed the cameras came just like this on me and focused. I don't give a fuck. You understand me? Because I'm tired. I am tired. My family's tired. My dad is tired. My grandfather, all my ancestors are tired. If you're going to be here, stand up for justice.
Let's give ourselves another round of applause. Y'all, we got two more speakers after Abdul, and then we're going to head out. Abdul is the organizer who's been on the front lines since we started, y'all. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yo, Rochester, what's up, man? Yo. Hey, yo. Got a chant right now. Everybody know it. It's like this. If they don't give us our shit, we shut shit down. If they don't give us our shit, we shut shit down. One more time. If they don't give us our shit, we shut shit down. Hey, yo. I'm tired. I'm tired of marching.
Okay.
I'm tired of, yo, this is it. Hey, yo, I got kids. My kids not about to be out here doing this shit 10, 20 years from now. Yo, this shit, yo, with people, police killing our people, yo, it's time to end of that shit. Yo, I want these cameras to look at my face, and I want this shit to see my face loud and clear. I'm calling to all you white supremacists, all you motherfuckers. I want y'all all to know that we not fucking scared, and we not fucking going nowhere. So like I said again, all you fucking white supremacists and racists out there, I'm calling y'all the fuck out. And I said, we are not going no fucking where. We here and around.
And it's for the period. I can't say it like I'm dual selling because I'm tired, but you know, we ain't going nowhere. Let's give him another round of applause. So y'all, as we talk about voting and we talk about holding our elected officials accountable, a part of that is making sure that we take on the responsibility of electing people into office and putting people into seats that have our best interests at heart, and that's going to be held accountable. Okay, we have a responsibility. We're going to, of course, the Free the People are going to put out, you know, a slate for y'all, but there are people who continue to run for office because they're passionate about the issues that we're passionate about, and we don't vote. And they got our back. And for elected officials, listen, we have elected officials coming out here. Joe Morelli was out here. Rachel Barnhart was out here. We have elected officials coming out here, but they ain't saying shit. Right? When we talk about defunding the police, they not saying defund the police. They not saying stop criminalizing poverty. They not saying reallocate resources to education, to housing, to health care. They not saying that shit. They coming out here for photo ops, y'all. They're coming out here to take a picture to say they were here. And we gotta know that. And don't, listen, we forget quickly. November is coming. Next year is coming. The mayor's seat is up. Every single county leg seat up. 5 city council seats are up. Right now, from what I see, and I don't, listen y'all, I don't make it a habit to prop up white women, okay? I don't like it, I don't do it. But if we're gonna be completely honest, the only one on city council that's going to the wall for us is Mary Lupien. I sit and I watch those city council meetings every single week. I watch those police debrief meetings with city council every single week. And let me tell y'all something. They are giving Mary Lupien a run for her money, but she's still running. And it is our job to put people in those seats that's going to help her. That's going to help her stand up for us. That's going to help her ask the police why they dropping us off in Henrietta, taking our phones and making us walk back to the city. You guys, we have to marry our protesting and our politics. We have to. It is important. Let me tell you, we live in the second worst congressional district for black people. Okay, so we can protest, but we still don't own nothing. We still don't got access to housing. Joe Morelli is our congressman and he ain't doing shit. Nothing. Adam Bello is our county executive. Where he been at? Because his brother was on the scene when Daniel Prude got murdered and I haven't seen him at a protest yet. We got to remember that stuff. Our county legislators is in here trying to ask for investigations, not because they're sincere and they mean it, but because they want to be able to say they did it. And we got to see past the bullshit. Mitch Gruber on city council, he just wrote a whole letter a month ago saying why it was so important to have this police substation in over-policed communities. Exactly. He just wrote that letter. And he got on Facebook today talking about the system is broken. It ain't broken. It's working just the way it was planned to work, on our backs. We have to realize when our elected officials is saying stuff just so it could be put on the record, right? What's his name? Joe Robach. He come to our graduations, your kids' baby showers, our churches, the rec centers, everything. And black folks been voting for him for years, but he never ever votes for us. He never votes for our best interests. Y'all, we have to do the work of figuring out what these people stand for, how they're voting. When we look at city council and we look at who voted for that police substation, it was all of them, including the black ones, except for who? Mary Lupien. Jose Pio got on city council by the skin of his mother. motherfucking chin, quite literally. And we need to make sure that we are at the polls voting his lame ass out of here. Willie Lightfoot, out of here. Mike Patterson, out of here. This can't be the only protest, right? Because at the end of the day, listen, I'm the type of person that say burn it down. But after we burn it down, they're going to build it back up. And guess what? They're going to still be killing black people. They're going to still be murdering black people. The only way that stops is if we write legislation to change the policy that is in place that allows them to do that. So we have to do everything simultaneously. We have to do everything. And it's a lot of work, and we exhausted, right? Because you better believe it's the same few of us that keep showing up. It's the same few of us that come to the protests. It's the same few of us that go to the polls. It's the same few of us that push policy. We have to continue to do it. Because listen, we got to do everything. I want to burn it to the ground, but they're going to rebuild it, and they're going to still be killing us. We have to do everything. We have to pay attention to these elected officials who's saying stuff just to put it on the record so that when it's time for them to run next year, they can pull it up to say, I said it, and I was there. But they don't vote in our best interest. They don't carry our policies to the floor. Or they'll carry our policies to the floor, and then in closed-door session, they act like they don't know us. And they're counting on the fact that we don't know what happens in closed-door sessions. But we know, because we got people all over the state.
That's right.
So y'all, Robin is one of those people. She sits on the Brighton Town Board. Unfortunately, it's Brighton, but you know, she here. But she continues to run for office to represent us, y'all, and we have to show up to vote. She is one of the only elected officials out here that's saying fuck the police real bold. That's saying defund the police real bold. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy, and y'all know it's always the black woman. It's always the black woman stepping out, going against the grain, and doing what's hard, even in the face of adversity. So Robin gonna come. Y'all give her a round of applause. She been out in these streets, right? Literally, and listen, me and Robin be getting into arguments. You hear me? We be going at it. I mean, like going at it. But she be out in these streets every single time she get a chance, right? Let's give her a round of applause as she comes.
Hey, y'all. You know, we're out here in the city of Frederick Douglass because power concedes nothing without a demand. There is no change that they are going to implement unless we demand it.
Yeah.
And right now, they are trying to prioritize the comfort of a few white men who are in police uniforms over justice.
Yeah, say that.
Out in Seattle, the city council recently voted to defund the police just by 5% less. And you know, then they had to override the veto of the mayor in order to keep those budget cuts in place. So the system is constantly fighting back. And do you know what happened after they overrode that veto? The police rioted. The police, when it comes to seeking government redress, they know how to protest, okay? They hit the streets.
Yeah.
They made some noise. So they can tell a riot from a protest when they're doing it. We are out here because we need to be just as loud. We need to be just as committed. And I'm so glad to see so many people out here, but I want to talk for a minute. We got the news here. I want to talk for a minute to the people at home. This, what you see here, the Black Lives Matter movement, This is an extension of the civil rights movement. And when we look at those pictures back from 1964, and we asked ourselves, what would we have done? You will be doing exactly what you're doing now. So if you are at home, if you have not hit these streets, you are complicit with these systems of oppression. And you are part of the problem. No justice, no peace. And again, I live in the town of Brighton, and I get a lot of shit for that. But it is a nice place to live. The problem is, everything doesn't look like Brighton. We all deserve to live in a community like Brighton. And when we talk about the police and defunding the police, I can tell you that in the town of Brighton, we have about 58,000 calls for service by the police. Our little police force of 40 has 58,000 calls of service. Do you know how many of those calls result in any type of citation? 3%. And I'll go even further. How many calls do you think result in some type of arrest? 1%. So I don't know what the police are doing for 97% of those 58,000 calls, but it's not keeping us safe. It is not solving crime. It is not addressing criminality in our communities. So do you think that we could spend a little less on whatever the police are doing that doesn't involve crime? And put those funds toward building our communities? Wouldn't that be a better world? And I don't have Shay here, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the census. And the census is coming to a close. Your last day to respond to the census is September 30th. This has been going on, and we've been trying to get people to respond to the census, and only about 66% of New Yorkers have responded. I looked up what the top 5 responsive states for the census were, and they are states like Idaho, West Virginia, Hawaii. Basically, they're places with not a lot of black people. So when we don't respond to the census, we are literally letting them steal from us. We are probably going to lose at least 1 congressional seat in New York State. And do you know who they're going after? AOCs. But we have to complete the census, or else we will continue to lose the resources that we need to build our communities. So I am begging you to please fill out your census, y'all. Register to vote. We have until October 9th to register to vote in the November 3rd election. Don't let them steal from us and say we were happy about it, that we didn't care. Again, that's why we're out in these streets. We're out here for justice. We're out here for equity. And we are making that demand. No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace! Police!
Let's hit these streets.
Hey guys, let's give Robin another round of applause. So right before we hit these streets, we're gonna have a performance by Shy the Realist. The song is Flipping Shit Over to get us hyped for this march, okay? So let's give him a round of applause.
Black lives, they matter here.
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 This isn't no singing and dancing type shit. This is no more pleading for our lives type shit. I'm no longer being their entertainment, letting my grief be their pleasure. This song is action. We gotta flip shit over. We gotta burn shit down. We gotta tear shit up. Because apparently, the only time action comes is when we burning shit the fuck down. I am angry. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of seeing a lack of justice for our people. Just listen. Say Pain inspire a song. Everybody wanna know what time I'm on. The peace inside is gone. People police was my alarm. They pushed me, think that we pussy. Well, take a look, see, I was inside the thong. Never smoke, I want to tie a bomb. My response, I'm flipping all the shit up. I'm flipping all the shit up. If you're mad as I am right now, put your fist up. I'm flipping all the shit up. But Daniel Prude, I'm flipping all the shit out. Maybe I'm tight. Maybe I'm worried about Newton and Dagger. Martin's ashamed. Malcolm is prouder. This is America. Maybe I'm childish. I'm full of anger. I'm from Chicago. Maybe I'm Hampton. Maybe I'm Bobby. They try to silence us, turn up the volume. Real niggas know that they all live inside me. I grew up thinking of Kuna Matata. Then I turned on my haikus and the choppers. Had dreams to turn my food into lobster. I grew my locks and I turned to a shotter. Remember hardly seeing my father. From a foster home like niggas and got it. I was drinking shit way harder than pennies and lotto when I was arrested for the counselors. I need a prayer, and not a cop that's employed by the mayor. Crazy that they put their foot on the neck, some black people can't even put foot on the table.
Arrest the police that can Breonna Taylor. Arrest the police that can Breonna Taylor. Arrest the police that can Breonna Taylor. Just like Breonna Taylor.
I'm flipping all this shit out.
Oh, they're smashing it with skateboards right now. It looks like they're attempting to try to flip it, but they're throwing things straight back up.
I'm flipping all this shit out.
The man who had the bow and arrow got a hold of his car, flipped it.
If you're mad as I am right now, keep your fist up. I'm flipping all this shit out.
400 South 200 East, where they have overturned another car. Apparently, the owner of that vehicle.
I'm flipping all this shit out.
The crowd jumped onto the vehicle and took that vehicle and flipped it over as police rushed in.
Attention everybody with a deuce tooth. Got a new song you can look to. Make sure that it's truthful. Niggas don't need another TV or a Bluetooth. People get mad about talking, but we've been talking to neutral. Didn't need a reason to shoot you. Put your hands up. Do. Black people need a new plan of attack. Give a power to the man in the hat. Don't give a damn if you ban on my raps. Don't let another white man stand on no back. Everyone watching don't gotta record. Find me way more than you fear being black. They weaponize hate, we weaponize love. If this is war, then we gotta stay strapped. They say Pain inspire a song. Everybody wanna know what time I'm on. Peace inside, gone. Beat for police, fly along. Push me. Take a look, see. I was tired of thong. No smoke, I wanna tie a bomb. My response, I'm flipping all the shit up. Hey, I'm flipping all the shit up.
Every man is dying right now, put your fist up, I'm flipping all the shit up. Yeah. I'm flipping all the shit up.
They have weaponized hate, and I'm here to tell y'all we gotta weaponize love. Until we believe that we truly love each other, weaponize it, use it as a weapon. I love you enough to die for you. I love you enough to kill for you. Because until we believe that, they gonna keep their knees on our neck. They gonna keep their bullets in our flesh. They gonna keep their foot on our back. And we gonna get a bunch more cell phone videos of our brothers and sisters being brutalized.
Cause I gotta love you enough
to tell that motherfucker if you
don't get your knee off my brother's neck, we're tearing this bitch up. Period.
They say that it's by your song. Everybody wanna know what time I'm on. What time y'all on? They say it's by your song. Everybody wanna know what time I'm on. They say it's by your song. Everybody wanna know what time I'm on. Peace inside is gone. Beef with police was my alarm. They push me, think that we pussy. Take a look, see, no subside the thorn. No smoke, I wanna tie your bone. My response, I'm flipping all the shit over. No, I'm not done. Before we get ready to march, I need everybody's participation. I don't give a fuck who you trying to look cute for. Say these chants after me. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Louder, Black lives matter. Black lives louder. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Louder, Black lives matter. Black lives matter. If we don't get no justice, they won't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Louder, we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Hold up, how do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. How do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. Hey, how do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. How do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. I said, how do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. How do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. I said, how do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. How do you spell racist? R-O-C-P-D. I'm flipping all the shit over.
Another round of applause. So y'all, as we get ready to march, we're gonna ask folks to move to the side because our in-house DJ needs to be able to pull the car in front to go in front of us. But we're gonna get ready to march really, really soon. As soon as we can help her set up. And if we have a couple people who can lift this and put it in her car for her, that'll be great too. And then just meet up here so we can go. And y'all stay close because it's not a lot of us. And who keep us safe? We keep us safe. Who keep us safe?